Good afternoon. I'm live here in Arba, middle of Hebron. Life goes on, the Jewish enclave. And I just passed today a bunch of Arabs from Hebron that were Palestinians from Hebron that were working on repairing buildings. I'm very happy. I've known the family for 50 years. So you see, it's not us or them, it's basically only us and us. Um, we have different relationships with different families in Hebron and have always had different relationships. I don't want to name the families in Hebron that have always cooperated with us here online because I don't want to cause them problems. But that's just as to where I am and from where I'm speaking to you. The important thing right now is I want to just mention a few words about the COVID, which goes on. It's a never ending story. And the reason it's a never ending story is because we generate false hopes. The generation of false hopes is something that, well, we as Jews certainly, and probably you as non-Jews, have done for many, many years. We like to look at impending disasters, and we have the false hopes that one, it's going to be short, or two, it's not going to get me, or three, somehow we're going to survive without any problems. Well, COVID is going to change that because it's not something that we can survive without any problems. Now, let's start from the premise that we're all going to die. So we shouldn't fear death. What do we fear? We fear the way we die. Are we going to die drowning in our own body fluids? Are we going to die from an accident, a bullet, an explosion? Is the sun going to explode? Is a comet going to kill us? All right. We worry more about these things and the very simple fact that we're going to die. And when we die, we're simply going to change our state of awareness one way or another. Who knows? But what we do know is that we will not be aware in the way we are aware now. Will it be less? Will it be more? That's for the rabbis and the ministers and the philosophers and all these people to decide and to talk to you about. I'm not going to talk to you about what's going to be. I'm going to talk to you today about what is. And the what is of today is Corona. As you've seen, this is a never ending story, and each time we battle it and give a new inoculation, it mutates and comes back in a nasty, more virulent form. So now we've had three vaccinations. I've had three vaccinations myself, and now they're getting ready to give us a fourth. Now, let's say, for instance, we get a fourth vaccination against a brand new, highly contagious form of coronavirus, which may indeed be deadly or even more deadly, but we do know it's more contagious. I'm vaccinated, it comes up, it tries to penetrate my body, it says, "Phooey, I can't get in." Well, gee, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mutate. So it goes out and mutates and comes in back with something even nastier. And you know why it does that? Hmm? I don't know if you folks know what a bioweapon is, but I remember that bioweapons were developed when I was working with the United States government in a place called DARPA. And I know that a lot of the things that were worked on there have been taken to Canada to be perfected, and the Canadians didn't like that. And so, from what I understand, it was sent to Wuhan, where the Chinese says, "Yeah, okay, we'll work on your bioweapon. We'll work on the bats and see what we can come up with." And I do believe that they didn't want it to be released, but I think it was released because because they are not really as secure as we thought they were. So now we have this bioweapon that's running around. No, it's sort of like karma. Do you know what karma is? Well, karma is basically you're getting what you asked for, but not in the way you thought you're going to get it. Let's say, for instance, we produced this bioweapon and we didn't think it was ever going to be released, and we're just putting it in stockpile, just like we do all our nuclear weapons, waiting for the day that we might have to use it on people we don't want to live. Well, it got away, didn't it? So now it's giving us all a lesson in humility and a lesson in karma. How can we stop this? Well, if we just let it attack us and we let the chips fall, those of us that die will die. Those of us that survive will survive and will be immune. And a natural immunity that will probably not cause the virus to mutate again and come back again, But if it does, it eventually become weaker each time it attacks the human race, weaker and weaker and weaker. It might take 100 years. I mean, the Black Plague took 200 years before it ran its course. And we may lose a third of the human race. But the way we're going, we'll lose the entire human race because we keep on making it stronger. I mean, have you ever heard that, what doesn't kill you will only make you stronger? Well, this is the reverse. The more you fight the virus, the more you're going to get weaker and the more it's going to have a good chance to kill you. Now, I know most of you aren't going to agree with this, and well, that's fine. Everybody's allowed to their own opinion. I mean, I remember back in Vietnam, we could say don't stand up and look over the side of the parapet because right now we're under attack and you might get a bullet through the head. And there are people who says, no, they can never hit me. They stood up and they died. Well, that's your choice too, isn't it? You can listen to what I'm saying and live, or you can ignore what I'm saying and die sooner than you would normally. On this happy, happy, happy note, that it's a never ending story. I'm going to wish you the very best today. I'm wishing you, of course, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and may you live to see another one, as unlikely as that may seem at the present. So long for now from Israel, and I love you all. Stay safe.